You're called for jury duty. And now, after a period of time, you get called into a room and it's a medical malpractice case. The attorney asks you a question. Hey, Mr. Jones, can you be fair and impartial? What happens if you turn around and say, no, I can't? You want to know what happens? Come join me for a moment as I share with you some great information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. Okay, you get that dreaded summons to appear for jury duty. And you march into court that day, you check in with the jury clerk, and now you're told to sit around and wait until your name is called. After a while, your name finally gets called, and you're thinking, great, now something's happening. You, along with 29 other people, go into a windowless room, and now you sit and wait for the attorneys to go ahead and start talking. Remember, you're a bunch of strangers. You've never seen each other. One attorney gets up, he tells you he represents the injured patient in a case involving medical malpractice. An injured patient is suing their doctor for claims that the doctor was careless, causing them significant harm and injury. And now they have a clear dispute, and the dispute has not been able to be resolved in a number of years. So now we need 6 members of the community to decide whether the injured patient is slightly more likely right than wrong. Now, we need 6 people who can tell us they can be fair and impartial. Hey, Mr. Jones, can you be fair and impartial in this case? If you turn around and say, no, I can't, do you think I'm going to want you to continue on this jury? Do you think I will want you as a juror to help decide this case? The answer is absolutely not. Because if you tell me at the very beginning that you cannot be fair and impartial without having heard any evidence, without having heard any testimony, without having heard the judge's legal instructions, that tells me already that you are biased. It tells me already that you are prejudiced. What's prejudiced? It means you have prejudged this type of case and cannot be fair and impartial to both sides. In other words, we are not starting out on the same level playing field. And because of that, one of us is starting ahead and one of us is starting behind. So I, as the injured patient's attorney, would not want you as my juror. In all likelihood, the defense wouldn't either. Why not? Because he doesn't yet know whether or not you are biased against his client, the doctor, or whether you are biased against the injured patient. And you know what? I don't have to ask you questions about why you're biased or prejudiced or why you feel that way. The moment you turn around and say, hey, I can't be fair and impartial, some attorneys will go ahead and ask you why and delve deeper into it. I may not. And I'll just go ahead and ask the other jurors questions to see whether or not they can be fair and impartial. Now, I will tell you that in practice, I've been in practice now for over 30 years. There has never been an instance where I've been picking a jury and I've asked that question, and a juror raises their hand and says, yes, I'm prejudiced. No, it doesn't happen that way. Nobody raises their hand and says, hey, Mr. Oginski, yes, I am biased in favor of the doctor, or I am biased in favor of injured patients. I think all injured patients who bring lawsuits should get money. It doesn't happen that way. It's much more subtle. Hey, Mrs. Jones, how do you feel about people who bring lawsuits? Well, I think it's appropriate. If they have a valid case, they can go ahead and bring a case. Or somebody may turn around, no, I think that patients should never sue their doctor. Ah, so you're saying that you're biased or prejudiced, isn't that right? Now, I'm not going to say that directly. Why? Because there's no need for me to get into an argument, and you should know, I'm not going to convince that juror that what they're saying is wrong. I can argue as much as I want, but just like in politics, they're not going to change their opinion just based on a brief conversation with an attorney. So why do I share this with you? I share it with you just to give you an inside look at what really happens in these medical malpractice cases here in New York. You know, I realize you likely are watching this video because you have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York and you're considering bringing a lawsuit, but have not done so because you still have questions that need to be answered, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.